morning, guys. Today is Tuesday. I was going to vlog yesterday, but apparently they're going to be painting our apartment soon, so they've been power washing everything, so we may have some noise every now and again today. I'm not sure. They're currently done with our building. I think they'll start painting soon, but the building next to us is still getting power washed, so we might have some noise today. Other than that, I didn't really sleep that well last night. I kept tossing and turning and stuff, so I'm pretty tired. I got my coffee, so hopefully I'll wake up as we continue throughout the day. But yeah, I think a lot of the stuff we're going to do is get some stuff done for the harpy that I want to do, and then I think I'm deciding on which dinosaur I want to start. I kind of want to do a kentrosaur, so we might be making some spikes for that. Another dinosaur that I have on my list of things I want to do is an allosaur, but I'm not quite sure how I want to go about it yet. So I think we're going to do the kentrosaur first. I wish I could sleep this good. Before we get started, I figured I'd show you guys another thing I've been working on. I did some sewing for a new dragon I'm going to do. This one I don't think is going to be a tutorial. I think I'm going to end up trying to make molded legs for this. I'm not 100% sure, but you can kind of see what I was doing. I wanted to have stripes and stuff, and I think it's pretty. I just had some extra time, surprisingly, and I figured I'd sew a little bit, so that's what I did. And then I've been sanding this. So I want to use this box for my oil paints, and I've been working mainly on the lid, and I've almost got it done. See, I just kind of want to leave it the nice natural wood color. I really don't like how they stained it. It's just, yeah, if you look at it, it's a nice color, but they didn't do a good job of it. It's just painted on extremely thick, and it has a weird texture to it. So I'm just taking it straight down to the wood. And my hands are really sensitive and sore and stuff, so I've just been kind of just doing it every now and again, taking about an hour to do a little bit of sanding. So we might work on that a little bit today, but I mainly want to work on the harpy and kentrosaur. But I made all these felt pieces for the wings for our harpy, and we're going to add a little bit more detail to them and probably glue the layers together. Basically just kind of get the feathers all ready. Anyways, let's get all of this out of the way so we can start. Okay, so these are all our feather pieces, and if you're wondering why it's on wax paper and foil, it's because I was trying to see if wax paper would work for a good surface to paint on, because normally I lay out tinfoil, I lay out my felt pieces, and then I paint them so I don't get paint on the counters. And so I tried to do that with wax paper, but the water goes right through it, so I ended up having to use tinfoil anyways, so that's why there's wax paper. I think I'm just going to throw away the wax paper and we'll do the rest on the tin foil. The only good reason I found for using the wax paper is it does get rid of that shine, so it doesn't look so bad during filming. So I might save a piece and use it when I do the little shots for the tutorial, mainly because, again, this is really glaring and it doesn't look that great on camera, so that doesn't look that great either, but at least it's not shiny. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add just a little hint of decoration to the tips of the feathers. Nothing too fancy. Already did a little bit of filming for the tutorial, so I threw these together. And so far I like it. I might add some stripes or something. And I'm mainly just kind of messing around and seeing what looks good. So I think I want like the tips of these to be all black. Oh, by the way, I'm using fabric markers from Arteza for this. They sent me these a while back, and I actually really like using them on the felt. They're also really cool for adding hints of detail to fabric, and for our fabric as well. But yeah, I'm just going to add kind of a black tipping to all of the little feathers. I think these ones I want to add some stripes to. Trying to basically make them look like hawk wings, because I think that's the bird that I want my harpy to kind of look like. Yeah, the wings are going to be a little bit brighter than the rest of the body, just because I want them to kind of draw attention. I'll end up showing you guys the fabric when we go to cut it out. We'll end up doing that after I get this done. Okay, so I think I'm happy with the layout of the feathers. Like I said, I didn't want to add a ton of detail. I just wanted to add a little bit of detail to the tips of the feathers. So next, we need to glue these all together. Already did the tail, that way I had footage for the tutorial, so I don't have to deal with that now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the wings. So the wings are broken up into two different pieces. So I'm going to do the front piece first, and then we'll do the back piece. I'm running low on glue, so this might take a little bit. So it is only 8:30 and I already hear thudding in the hallway, so I think the painters and stuff are here. So yeah, hopefully it won't be too loud. I mean, they sprayed our building down pretty fast, so I don't know how long it's going to take them to paint the place. I think the loudest part is them maybe like putting the ladder up against the walls outside. We might hear some thudding if they move on to our side. I think they're going to start with the front though. I mean, once they're done with the painting, it'll be really nice because buildings right now are like this kind of weird like mustard poop brown color, which I'm explaining it horribly, but for a building it's a decent color. But they're going to go more beachy because we're kind of off the coast. So they're going to be painting them like blue, like a baby blue and like a darker blue. So yeah, but they paint like everything now out here that color, so it's like, Okay, so I'm gonna let these dry now. I'm really happy with them. They actually look pretty good. And I'm gonna get the fabric out and we're gonna cut fabric for this piece, and I think I have one other piece. Okay, so I need this brown for the harpy. Can't grab it. There we go. And then I need my white and lavender. Now I need to figure out where the rest of the patterns are for this. Okay, I found my pattern. So basically, one of the pieces I want to do is for this. This was one of those fabric patterns that we did in my tutorial where I showed you how to do tiger stripes and stuff. So I want to use this to make a baby fawn, like a baby deer. So I drew out the pattern pieces for the legs and I need to get that cut out. Also need to decide if I'm just doing the rest of the body white or if it's going to have any purple in it. So let's get that started. I can get that cut out. I thought I had them cut out, but apparently I didn't. For a second I thought I lost the pattern for the harpy as well, but I finally found it. Okay, now we're going to cut those out. Okay, so I got my pattern pieces cut out and we're going to start tracing them. I don't think we're going to do a lot of lavender. I think we're going to do the top of the tail lavender and then the back of the head. I've got the neck drawn out. I'm just going to do a very simple strip of it down that. So let's get all the white pieces done first. Yeah, I think with this one, I'm going to be making it a baby deer, but I really am debating on if I want to do antlers and just make it an adult. I don't know. I think it'll look cool either way. I just haven't decided yet. It's going to be a few weeks before I get any more work done on this. So if you guys want to see this turned into a baby deer versus like a full-on stag with beautiful antlers or something, let me know. It'll help me decide on what I want to do with it. It kind of sounds like I'm trying to sell you guys on the stag, but I'm just like thinking if I do a stag, I want to do antlers, like really unique ones, similar to the ones we did on our tiger dragon. Probably not similar, just like in that like style. I'll end up doing them completely different, of course. Okay, so I was cutting out the pieces for the harpy, and I'm debating on changing the pattern for the body. It just doesn't look right. Like, it looks good, but I made the clay pieces too large for this. So I think before I cut any more out, because I just cut this one and I kind of sketched out the other side of it, I think I'm going to redo this. I think the waist is just too, like, Disney style. You know how they make the waists on princesses super tiny? I think I need to make it just a little bit fuller, because there's just nothing here, and it's got a pretty decently sized head. So this just isn't going to work for it. So I'm going to rethink the pattern, and I think I'm going to make something for lunch real quick. Last night I ended up making a chicken pot pie, so I have a little bit of chicken left over. So I think I'm going to make a chicken salad sandwich for me. And I have some carrots, so I might cut up some carrots too. So I'm going to start putting everything together. I got to cut the chicken and stuff, but yeah. Oh, somebody smells chicken. What are you doing? You want chicken? Hold on, let me get mine done first. Okay. Sit. Yeah, good boy. Okay, now I gotta cut up my onion. You can't have that. Okay, so I think this looks a lot more realistic than this one was. So this should look a lot better. So I'm going to recut all my fabric, and then I think I will actually do a little bit of sanding today. Just a tiny bit. Remember, you're supposed to cover your nose too. Okay, I think that's about it for sanding today. I'm already getting where my fingers are sore. So we're going to start on those spikes for our Kentro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Instamorph. So I need to microwave some water and get that nice and hot so we can melt it. I keep hearing thudding outside the window, and I feel like all of a sudden I'm gonna look through it and there's gonna be some dude on a ladder staring back at me. I should probably get the pattern out so I know how large I need to make these. Let's see. These are a couple patterns that I've been sketching. And I mainly need... I think this one is the Kentro's body. Yeah. And then just to make sure, I need to know how many spikes to do. I don't want to lose track. Okay, looking at some photos, it looks like we have one on the shoulder blade. That one's a pretty large one. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 pairs up here. Okay, and these were too large. Okay, so probably want to make them like that big. Okay, so I need actually quite a decent amount. I want to try and mix up just a giant batch of it. And maybe a tiny bit more. Don't want to waste any, but I can remelt it. I think I'm going to end up adding some paint to them to make them a more gray color, because I don't know if I want them to be this white. Or should I go more cream, like a khaki color, to have it like that yellow ivory tint to it? That might be a better color. Yeah, let's see if there's any in there. I'm just trying to use all my old paint that I don't paint with anymore. Okay, that should be melted enough. Mainly just wanted it to be one solid piece. Okay, now let's see if we have any paint in here. Okay. We do. It's just shooting out randomly. Trying to save that little runaway bit. Okay, now we are going to roll it. Try and get it a little airtight, and then we're trying to blend the paint into the Instamorph. So just kind of twisting, bending, until basically the Instamorph becomes one solid color. It will pop open to where the paint gets all over your fingers, but that is okay. I forgot to mention this before, this part is extremely messy. But I swear, it does work. Okay, I think that's as mixed as I want it. I think it'd be kind of cool to actually have the lines. So I'm going to try and roll out my clay where the lines are going this way. And what was it? I need to make basically 8 pairs. I might have to make a few extra later on. We'll see how many we get out of here. I know I want them to be pretty like thin and like long, so they're not going to be like super bulky ones. The ones on the shoulders might. We might have to make those separate and just focus on the ones going down the back of the Kentro. So we need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we might have to make some more later. So I have enough for 5 pairs. That's okay. We'll remelt this stuff and use it when we make the other ones. So now I need to do is make these long and pointed. So I'm going to remelt them as well and just keep rolling and pinching until I get like a nice point. And if I need them curved, I'll end up bending them. And then we'll let them cool completely so we know what shape they're going to be. Okay, that's a good size. That won't be bad. And I need the bottom a little flat for when we connect them. So I need to make one that matches that now. Oh, I think there's a ladder about to come up to my window. Okay, I think that pair is pretty good. So I'm gonna let those ones cool and we're gonna melt the rest of these. Okay, these don't look too bad. They did come out a lot more yellow than I thought they would. I thought they'd pale out a bit more, so it probably just added way too much paint because it really didn't change the color too much. I mean, these are the last ones I did, and you can see they're a little bit darker, and then these are the first ones I did. So there's a slight difference, but not much. I have like 2 more pairs I need to make, and they're going to be the larger ones, and I think I'm just going to wait till tomorrow to do them. Okay guys, so I think I'm done vlogging today, mainly because the rest of the stuff that I need to do today involve editing this video, making a thumbnail, and a bunch of other behind the scenes stuff that really doesn't, I don't know, it just seems kind of boring and tedious, and I'm also a little bit behind, so I want to get it done so I don't have to be editing till midnight. But we did get a lot of stuff done. We got those feathers done for the harpy, the fabric cut out for that and the fawn, these spikes, a little bit of sanding, and I'm pulling a blank, but I think we did other stuff too, but I can't remember. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!